out of Boston, its skyline a silhouette against the shimmering expanse of the Atlantic. This is Boston, a city where time echoes through its cobblestone streets and whispers from its red brick buildings. One of America's oldest cities, Boston cradles a rich historical tapestry woven from threads of revolution, resilience, and devotion to knowledge. From its beginnings as a Puritan settlement to its role in the birth of a nation, Boston stands as a beacon of liberty and intellectual pursuit. Here, revolutionaries and thinkers walked, their ideas shaping a fledgling nation and leaving an indelible mark on history. Join us as we journey through Boston's captivating past, exploring landmarks and uncovering stories that resonate within this remarkable city. In the early 17th century, Puritan settlers seeking religious freedom sailed across the Atlantic to establish Boston. These settlers, driven by a desire to create a community where they could worship freely, left behind the familiar shores of England. Their journey was fraught with peril, as they braved the treacherous waters of the Atlantic Ocean, facing storms and uncertainty. Upon arrival, they found a land both promising and challenging, a place where they could lay the foundations of a new society. Life in early Boston was harsh, with unforgiving winters and the threat of conflict with indigenous people. The settlers had to quickly adapt to their new environment, learning to cultivate the land and build shelters that could withstand the brutal cold. The winters were particularly severe, testing the resilience and resourcefulness of the community. Additionally, the relationship with the indigenous people was complex, marked by both cooperation and conflict. The settlers had to navigate these interactions carefully, striving to coexist while also asserting their presence. Yet, these early Bostonians persevered, their unwavering belief in their mission fueling their determination. They built homes, established schools, and created a governance system that reflected their values. Their sense of purpose and community spirit helped them overcome the numerous challenges they faced. The settlers' determination was evident in their daily lives as they worked tirelessly to ensure the survival and growth of their fledgling settlement. From these deeply held beliefs, the seeds of revolution were sown. The principles of self-governance and religious freedom that had brought the settlers to Boston began to take root and flourish. These ideals would later become the bedrock of the American Revolution, as the colonists sought to break free from British rule and establish a nation founded on liberty and justice. By the 18th century, Boston was at the forefront of resistance against British rule. The city's strategic location and its residents' strong sense of independence made it a hotbed of revolutionary activity. Bostonians were increasingly frustrated with British policies that they felt infringed upon their rights and freedoms. This growing discontent set the stage for a series of events that would ultimately lead to the American Revolution. The city's citizens, accustomed to self-governance, bristled under restrictive British policies. Taxes and regulations imposed by the British government were seen as unjust and oppressive. The famous slogan, "No taxation without representation," captured the sentiment of many Bostonians, who felt that they should have a say in how they were governed. This resistance was not just about taxes, it was about the fundamental right to self-determination. Boston became a hotbed of dissent, its streets alive with fiery speeches and acts of defiance. Prominent figures like Samuel Adams and John Hancock emerged as leaders of the revolutionary movement, inspiring their fellow citizens to stand up against British tyranny. Public gatherings and protests became common, as Bostonians voiced their opposition to British rule and rallied support for the cause of independence. In taverns and meeting houses, the ideals of liberty and self-determination took root. These informal gatherings provided a space for colonists to discuss their grievances and share their visions for a free and independent nation. The exchange of ideas in these settings helped to solidify the revolutionary spirit and build a sense of unity among the colonists. The concepts of liberty and self-determination became central to the identity of the burgeoning American nation. On a fateful night in December 1773, colonists disguised as Native Americans boarded British ships and cast tea into Boston Harbor, an act of defiance known as the Boston Tea Party. This bold protest was a direct response to the Tea Act, which many colonists saw as another example of British overreach. The Boston Tea Party was a dramatic and symbolic act that captured the attention of both the colonies and the British government, escalating tensions and pushing the two sides closer to conflict. The Boston Tea Party ignited a firestorm that pushed America towards a reckoning with the British Empire. The British government's harsh response to the protest, including the implementation of the coercive acts, further inflamed colonial resistance. The events in Boston galvanized support for the revolutionary cause across the colonies, uniting them in their struggle for independence. The Boston Tea Party became a rallying point, symbolizing the colonists' determination to fight for their rights and freedoms. Boston, once a small colonial outpost, had become the crucible of revolution. The city's transformation from a modest settlement to a center of revolutionary activity was a testament to the resilience and determination of its residents. Boston's role in the American Revolution was pivotal, as it provided both the leadership and the inspiration needed to sustain the fight for independence. The city's history was forever changed by its involvement in the struggle for liberty. As the fight for independence raged on, Boston bore witness to the valor and sacrifice of ordinary citizens transformed into soldiers. Men and women from all walks of life joined the revolutionary cause, risking their lives for the promise of a free and independent nation. The battles fought in and around Boston were marked by acts of bravery and selflessness, as the colonists faced a formidable enemy in the British forces. The sacrifices made by these individuals were instrumental in securing America's independence. From the smoke and fire of revolution, a new nation emerged, its birth pangs intertwined with Boston's history. The city's contributions to the American Revolution were significant, shaping the course of the nation's development. Boston's legacy as a cradle of liberty was cemented, as its residents' actions and sacrifices played a crucial role in the founding of the United States. The city's history became an integral part of the larger narrative of America's struggle for independence. Boston's legacy as the cradle of liberty was secured, its name forever etched in the hearts of those who cherish freedom. The city's role in the American Revolution and its contributions to the founding of the nation are remembered and celebrated to this day. Boston's history serves as a reminder of the power of determination, resilience, and the enduring quest for liberty. The spirit of the early settlers and revolutionaries continues to inspire future generations, ensuring that Boston's legacy as a beacon of freedom endures. As we stroll through Boston's North End, we're transported back to the 18th century, surrounded by buildings that once vibrated with the energy of the American Revolution. Our first stop is the Paul Revere House, dating back to 1680. Within these walls, silversmith and patriot Paul Revere resided, known for his daring midnight ride to warn of the approaching British troops. Each room whispers tales of daily life in colonial Boston. Just a short distance away, we encounter the Old North Church. Its spire once served as a beacon of hope and resistance. On April 18, 1775, 2 lanterns flickered from the steeple, signaling the approach of British troops. The signal linked this ground with the first shots of the American Revolution. The story of revolutionary Boston extends beyond these structures. It unfolds in the cobblestone streets and graveyards, where headstones mark the resting places of patriots. We encounter the site of the Boston Massacre, a stark reminder of escalating tensions. On a cold March evening in 1770, British troops fired upon unarmed colonists, igniting outrage. As we stand on Boston Common, we're reminded that this tranquil park once served as a campground for British troops. Each step through Boston's historic streets reveals another layer of its rich past, a tangible connection to the events and individuals who shaped American history. Our journey through revolutionary Boston wouldn't be complete without visiting the site of the Boston Tea Party. On December 16, 1773, colonists disguised as Native Americans boarded British ships and cast tea into Boston Harbor. Today, we can relive this moment at the Boston Tea Party Ships and Museum. Interactive exhibits and reenactments transport us back to that fateful night. We can almost hear the shouts of the colonists and the splash of tea cascading into the harbor. Just north of the city, in Charlestown, stands Bunker Hill, commemorating the first major battle of the American Revolution. Though a British victory, the Battle of Bunker Hill proved the colonists' resolve. As we ascend the Bunker Hill Monument, we're rewarded with panoramic views of Boston. It's a reminder that freedom is rarely won without sacrifice. From the harbor to the battlefields, Boston's revolutionary spirit echoes through the ages. Boston's historical significance extends beyond the American Revolution. The city has been a beacon of knowledge, a cradle of innovation, and a haven for artists and thinkers. Our exploration takes us to the Boston Athenaeum, one of the oldest independent libraries in the United States. Founded in 1807, the Athenaeum has long been a haven for scholars and writers. Towering bookshelves line the walls, laden with volumes spanning centuries. It's a treasure trove of human knowledge. Our journey continues to the Museum of Fine Arts, housing a vast collection of art. From ancient Egyptian artifacts to impressionist masterpieces, the MFA offers a glimpse into artistic achievements. Boston has also been a breeding ground for literary giants and legendary composers. The city exudes a palpable energy of creativity and intellectual curiosity. It's a city that embraces the life of the mind. Boston continues to inspire and challenge us to explore new frontiers of knowledge and artistic expression. Preserving Boston's legacy requires more than safeguarding its physical structures. It demands a commitment to keeping its stories alive. Boston is home to a dedicated network of historians and preservationists. Organizations like the Boston Preservation Alliance work tirelessly to protect and restore historic buildings. Restoration projects breathe new life into aging structures. Preserving Boston's history involves preserving the stories and cultural heritage that give the city its unique character. The Bostonian Society collects and preserves artifacts and oral histories. Educational programs engage younger generations and foster a deeper understanding of Boston's past. From interactive exhibits to walking tours, these programs bring history to life. Countless individuals dedicate their time to keeping Boston's history alive. It's this collective commitment to preservation that ensures Boston's history will continue to inspire. By preserving its past, Boston honors its legacy as a city that has shaped American history and culture. The preservation of Boston's historical treasures is an investment in the future. As the sun sets, casting a warm glow over the city, we're left with a profound sense of awe for Boston's enduring legacy. From its beginnings as a Puritan settlement to its role in the American Revolution, Boston stands as a testament to the power of human spirit and resilience. We've walked in the footsteps of revolutionaries and thinkers, explored the halls of history, and witnessed the commitment to preserving the city's past. But Boston's story doesn't end here. It continues to unfold each day, written in the lives of its people and the vibrancy of its culture. We encourage you to experience Boston firsthand, to wander its historic streets and explore its museums. In exploring this remarkable city, we connect with the past, understand the present, and find inspiration for the future.